So skincare video, updated skincare routine, what I'm using, in what order. It's always really daunting doing this because it is my job, it is what I do, a vast part of it is testing out things so that I can write about them and recommend things. And not just testing one thing, but testing one thing and things that are similar so that I can compare it and have a good idea as to whether it's worth the money, it's any better than any of the other things on the market that do similar thing. I mean, I only have one face, so there's only so much I can do. But I do like to have a good overview of what's out there, how it works, and the sort of price points that things are set at as well. So underneath this video, I'm going to put a list of the things I show you, and also I might pop in a few suggestions for that step. I think that I have done that before on a previous video where I just sort of give you little alternatives and things like that, and I'll link to everything so you can find it easily. If you don't want to use the links, then feel free to Google the products yourself, and then let's get started, because otherwise my intro is going to be about 2 minutes 51 seconds long. So the cornerstone of the skincare routine for both morning and evening is the cleanse. I really feel that I haven't started things properly unless I've cleansed. However, in the morning, I have to say that I am a lot lazier than at night. And unless I wake up particularly sweaty or clammy, or if I've maybe not done as much of a thorough cleanse as I'd normally do the night before, or if the day before I was wearing lots of makeup and there's still a bit of sort of remnants clinging the next morning, in which case I would do a proper evening style cleanse. I have to admit that I either do a quick little facial wash while I'm in the shower. I don't tend to use the shower water directly because it's a little bit too warm. I like quite hot showers, but I'll sort of cut the water and take my face away and do a face wash. So that's what I tend to do if I'm having a shower. If I'm not, then it will usually be some kind of micellar water. So these big bottles of cleansing water that you can get, and they're just very affordable. I find that they're fine just for freshening up. Some people are going to be up in arms about that. And I could lie and say, look, I do 2 proper full-on cleanses twice a day. Not 2 twice a day, but I do it twice a day. Or I do 2 a day. But I don't most of the time. So these micellar cleansers are my friend in the morning. And if I do a full cleanse, I said do, that's a Friends reference for anyone that used to watch it, so that's old enough. Then I'll use a balm or a cream. I mean, I've got so many of them, but just off the top of my head, Take the Day Off Balm, which is from Klique, is just a very, very simple, unscented, melts down to an oil, you massage it in, it rinses off clean. Use a flannel or a washcloth or a muslin cloth, because you'll really find that you get a lot more dirt and grime and makeup removed, especially in the evening, than you would by just splashing something off. But as I say, normally in the morning, there's not a hell of a lot to remove, I don't think. And then it's in with a serum. Now, the serum stage of the skincare is, or it should be, where you're really getting your hit of potent ingredients. And it's where you can, I feel, really target specific skin issues. So usually the serum's just a really lightweight, even watery type of product that just slips on underneath whatever else you want to use. So whether you're looking at something with salicylic acid in to target congestion and acne and blackheads, or maybe you're looking at something rich in vitamin C or other ingredients that can help with dark spots and pigmentation, or it might be that you want a hit of hydration, so you're looking at hyaluronic acid. Any of these issues can be targeted with a serum. And they tend to be in the type of packaging as well, like pump action, airtight packaging that's really good at keeping ingredients preserved well. So serum stage, very important. If you're not bothered about anything in particular and you just want your skin to feel fresh and hydrated and look lovely, then go for something with hyaluronic acid in. It's always a good bet. And also look for antioxidants as well, especially in the summer when you're going to be going out in the sun. something that is going to help just give your skin a little bit of a boost to help protect itself. You know, obviously you're going to be wearing your sunscreen, that's a given, but that's just a nice little undercoating layer just to give an extra boost. So serum, and then in with a moisturiser, but because it's summer, I tend just to be using my SPF straight on top of my serum. Don't particularly want to be bogged down with extra layers. I will link to my sunscreen category on my blog, and I'll put it below so you can have a look at the kind of things that I've been testing. But just as an example, some really nice ones. I mean, the La Roche-Posay Anthelios is XL, which is the extra light one, is sort of my default testing standard cream. It's got a really non-greasy, velvety finish, doesn't feel chalky, doesn't feel drying. I don't feel that it's particularly clogging on the skin. In fact, it's not. It's just very lightweight, invisible, can't feel that it's there. So that one is excellent, and that is the one that I put on half my face, and then I test my other sunscreens on the other half of my face. So that's how I do it. Today I have got Anthelios on this side, and just as an FYI, in case you're interested, I have got the Klique Mineral Sunscreen Face Fluid on the other side. Worth noting on this one, because lots of people ask me for mineral sunscreen recommendations. I tend to find them sometimes can be a little bit, they leave a white cast, they're a little bit thick, they're a little bit clumsy. This one is really light. I mean, I think it's as light as the Anthelios. So that's a really good one. And that is what I do. That's my morning skincare routine. I do use an eye cream. I know there's always loads of debate about eye creams and whether you need them or not. I find that if I don't use an eye cream, I don't really pay much attention to the eye area. Whereas if I use a dedicated eye cream, I really spend time patting it in, and I feel like I do a better job. Let's stop waffling around. I do think that an eye cream is a good idea. I'm going to go with that. And I'll tell you why. Because the skin around my eyes feels completely different to the skin here. So quite often, if I use the same moisturiser that I've needed to use on my cheeks to keep them from being so dry, it sits too heavily around the eyes, and my skin around the eyes is very dry, but it's also very fine, and I just find that lots of things weigh it down. I end up getting milia, those little white bumps, if I don't use the right kind of products. And I can really tell a difference. So I'm just going to say it. I love an eye cream. I think that they're useful because the skin is so different around the eyes. But if you don't want to take that on board and you don't think you need an eye cream, don't go and get one because of me. That's just what I think. All right. Nighttime routine is slightly different in that that's when I tend to do my exfoliating, and also I have introduced retinol into my routine, and that is when I use my retinol before bed. And also I use gradual tanners as well. So this is exciting, isn't it? Cleanse again very thoroughly. So I'll show this one again. That's the Clinique Take the Day Off Balm, but there are loads of different ones that I use. I have about 70 on the go in the bathroom. New one. I feel like I'm doing lots of pointing in this video. This is Dr. Sam's Flawless Cleanser. Dr. Sam is Dr. Sam Bunting, and if you're into your skincare, or if you watch a lot of skincare things or read a lot of skincare blogs, you'll probably have seen her popping up, guesting on people's videos or doing her own videos. And she's a dermatologist who has very sort of high standing and is very personable, I think, and explains skincare and skincare issues in a really easy to understand way and very trustworthy way. And I really, really like her. I really rate her and her recommendations. And she's come out with a cleanser. I don't know whether this is going to be part of a bigger range, or maybe there's already a bigger range. I should have really looked that up before doing this, but I didn't. The cleanser is excellent. It's a gel, but it acts more like a balm, an oily balm, than it does a gel, although it's not oily. I feel like it removes makeup really well. It's unscented. It's great for every skin type, even sensitive skin. But I feel that it's going to be the kind of thing that people that have got acne-prone and oily skin will really go for, because it's got that fresh texture, but it's completely non-stripping, non-drying. So it's not one of these ones that's going to leave your face just feeling really tight. And I feel that with oily skin and acne-prone skin, sometimes people tend to use very stripping things, thinking it's going to dry up their face somehow. But actually, a lot of the time, all it does is trigger your skin to produce more oil. So you don't want to be stripping your skin, really. And I feel that this one is completely non-stripping, and it's fine on even drier skin. It's just a very simple kind of effective formula. So I'm really happy with this. I've been using it loads. It doesn't have any sort of luxe factor in that it smells of roses or anything like that. But, you know, she's all about just effective skincare and getting down to the nitty-gritty and things that do the job. So she stripped it all back, and I think it's excellent. And I will link to that below. And then, as I said before, this is where I would come in with my acids. So glycolic acid, lactic acid, mostly. Maybe some kind of salicylic acid toner if I feel like I'm very congested. So if it's it's in my PMT week, kind of hormonal week. To be honest, I don't really get a lot of that these days. I don't know whether it's because my hormones are on a more even keel, but I haven't really had that many of them. So mostly it's been the AHA, alpha hydroxy acids. So we've got the L'Oreal ones there. I'm onto my second box of those because I did a testing thing for them a couple of months ago. And then the other end of the spectrum, price-wise, we've got the Xelens, and these are the Pha Bio Peels. So it's like next generation acids, these ones. Very, very good indeed. And then what I do now in my evenings, by the way, I don't do the acids every night. I find that's too much for my skin. I know a lot of people do. Some people even do it twice a day. I find it's too much. My skin just gets a bit narky with it all. And also in the summer, I don't like to do too much glycolic. Even though I'm wearing sunscreen the next day, I just step back from it slightly. So on the days that I do the acid, I don't tend to do the retinol. And I don't know why, because you completely can follow the acids with retinol. In fact, it actually works really well. And I probably do that once a week, but mostly, I think it's more because it helps me remember which day I'm on and what I did last. I'll do like an acid day, and then the next day I'll do a retinol day. Acid day, retinol day, and then it's more haphazard than that, but then sometimes I stick the two together. And the two that I've mostly been switching between, I would say, would probably be the No Wrinkles Night Repair, which I'm on to another. Do you know what? I know that this isn't the most potent retinol thing out on the market at all. In fact, it's probably the opposite to something like this, which is the Medicate, which is really, really strong. I just really like this formula. I find it really hydrating. It's the No Wrinkles Night Repair. I find it really hydrating, and I don't ever really want to follow it with a moisturiser. It's like a one-stop thing. I just put it on and I'm done. And I like that. The Medicate one, the Cristal Retinol 6, I feel like I need to follow it with a moisturiser. That one is a lot more potent, but that one I would follow with moisturiser. Works insanely well, such glowing skin, and I haven't had any side effects from that whatsoever, considering the strength of it. No adverse effects, no peeling, no redness, no sensitivity, nothing. When it's the non-retinol day, so I've done my acid, then I go for a normal moisturiser, and normally I will mix a drop or two of Gradual Tanner into my moisturiser. I've got Isle of Paradise drops here. I've got so many different ones on the go. I haven't found one yet that I don't like. I used some Oskia ones the other night, so luxury ones. Where are they? Where's the baskets? They were really good. Esper, that's more of a serum than drops, that one. Also excellent. And little accident I had last night with my double application. So I applied Esper last night, and then went back in and I used the Autograph Tan from Marks & Spencer's Self-Tan Overnight Glow Mask, which is excellent. It'd probably be even more excellent if you didn't use it over another tan and make yourself slightly too tanned for comfort. But there we go. On its own, this would give such a nice glow, and it's really affordable. So, you know, I'm all in for that one. I think it's excellent. I've realised that I've been clicking this in a really annoying manner. I don't know whether anyone's watched Goliath with Billy Bob Thornton. It's an Amazon series. Actually, it might not be even Amazon. It's probably a Sky series or something. But he's a lawyer, and the enemy in it, Mr. Cooperman, stays in this darkened room all the time because he's got really bad burns. He's obviously had a horrific accident, but we don't really know what it is yet because I haven't watched the whole series, so don't tell me. And he's got a clicker, and when people are talking to him, he's always clicking it, like click, 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 click. Anyway, complete side note, but that's what I reminded myself of then. Anyway, before this video gets to be about an hour long, the moisturisers that I use when I'm using my acids and I'm not going in with the retinol, I've got loads on the go, a couple from SkinCeuticals. I go quite often with my Argan Night Cream, which I think is very good. It's just very, very basic, minimal ingredients, and great for sensitive skin. I don't have particularly sensitive skin, but I just like it because it's really just neutral, if you know what I mean. I feel like I'm just putting nothing on, it's just hydrating. And then I've got my little treat ones. So these two are from Darphin, and I use these mainly because the smell of them, they're so uplifting. I know I've talked about this before, but these are part of my little treat to self program that I try and do just to stop myself from going insane with tiredness and stress. And this is the 8-flower cream, which is just sublime. It's like a little pot of nectar, basically. I think I'm on about my 4th one of these. It's pricey, but it's just gorgeous. This one smells even more strongly. If you're not into essential oils, these are not for you, by the way. But I very much am at the right times in my routine. And these I just massage on. Actually, sometimes I do my acids and then leave them. Nothing following. I find them very effective that way. But at other times, I just like to have a little layer on over the top. I mean, this has even just changed the way I'm talking. And I find them so, so relaxing. And then, yeah, the gradual tanners. A couple of times a week, just to keep it topped up. The tan is growing on me, you know. I know it's about twice as much as I'd normally do, but I feel like this could be my new look throughout the summer. What do you think? I've got a couple of eye creams here, actually, just before we finish. And as I said, I'm going to try to put a load more information below, just so that you've got some stuff to refer to, because I know this has been the most rambly video in the world. So a couple of eye creams on the go. This one I always have. It's the Pha Bio Peels and Argan I Cream. I've been using this for years. I get sensitive around the eyes, especially if I've been on shoots and I've been wearing a lot of makeup and taking a lot of makeup off. And this just sets them back to square one. I find it really soothing. I put on a huge layer like an eye mask and I leave it on overnight, and that's brilliant. And the other one that I've been trying, which I think is excellent, pricey, I'm afraid, but it's a very, very cool brand. This is DCL, and this is their Peptide Plus eye treatments. It says advanced eye defying. That would be good, would it? Advanced age defying therapy for eyes. If only it could make me read without my glasses. That would be properly age defying. In fact, the irony of me reading it like this and struggling when it's age defying therapy for eyes. It's just a very nice silky eye cream, but mega potent. They know what they're talking about, this brand. They know what they're doing, and I feel that my eyes look very youthful. I do see a noticeable difference around the eyes when I use something good, because I think it's one of the places that really shows fatigue very quickly. Especially with dark circles and things like that. I don't think any eye cream can really do anything about dark circles. I think that's just marketing bollocks, really. Although, I mean, I haven't found one that can do anything with my dark circles. My dark circles used to be a lot worse when I drank alcohol. And now I do drink alcohol, but rarely. I don't have nearly as many dark circle days, even though I get probably about half the amount of sleep as I did when I used to get them. So, something worth noting. Sorry to be boring. The 25-year-old me could see me now. She would be just like, oh my God, you are a boring bitch. Okay, that's enough for now. So just to recap, we've got cleanse, must cleanse. Cleanse, this is what I do. Cleanse, serum, moisturising sunscreen. That's my morning. And then in the evening we've got cleanse, acid, toner, acid, peel, moisturiser, often with some gradual tan mixed in for a bit of jazziness. Otherwise, it's cleanse and then my retinol. Alrighty then. Hope that all made sense. Hope that you're still there because, quite frankly, I think that most people might have tuned out by now. But if I help a couple of people, then that is great. My job here is done. Okay, I'm off to go and have some Thai food at my local Thai restaurant because that's what I fancy, and just, I don't know, a bit of spice. Feeling very PMT-ish today. I've had 2 crying sessions. I cried on the train yesterday morning about one thing, and I cried in the taxi on the way back to the train station yesterday about, can't even remember what, something, I thought about something about my dad or something like that, and I was like, whoa, trying not to look at the taxi driver because it's really embarrassing when you cry, isn't it? So I'm just feeling really tearful in general and not great. I'm going to go and have Thai, cheer myself up, look in the encampment shop, in the antiques. Oh my God, in the antique shop next door. And then I'm going to come back and edit this video. Just realised I'm shouting and Angelica is asleep next door. So let's go, shall we? Thanks for watching. All the information below. Check out my website with loads more skincare stuff. Bye.